I mean, it just doesn't make sense. You know, you do have to be kind of reasonable. You understand what I'm saying? You do got to make some sense on what it is that you put out there. I understand that everybody have their own criteria and everybody, you know, they like what we like and that's it. Me, I tend to like bigger men. I don't, not so much as them, you know, hey, 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 not them motherfuckers, but I do tend to like a man that, you know, towers over me in height and mass. For me, I'm 5'5". I can't fuck with no 5'6" ass, half a pint ass nigga. I need a nigga on some old, you know, especially like a 5'10" and up, because that means I can wear any kind of motherfucking shoe, and it's gonna work out. You know, so see, I'm looking at 5'10" and up. If you over 6 feet, nigga, no problem. If you over 6'5", nigga, that mean I need to climb your ass like a tree. That's all the fuck I'm gonna say about that right there. I find that to be so fucking sexy. And when he got full face and all this shit, and it's all trimmed up and shit, and you know, goatee and all that shit, and to signify that he pussy. Ladies, you better do your goddamn homework on these dudes. Cause these dudes is out here right now on a mission. And they on the come up. There was once upon a time back in the 60s and 70s where homemakers was the shit, where women stayed home and reared their children and took care of home and washed clothes and made a pot roast and all that shit by 6 o'clock. Well, it's a different day and time now, and economics have been so jacked up to whereas, you know, it's almost unfeasible unless your husband makes a particular amount of change. You know what I'm saying? If your husband ain't making all that, then hell yeah, you got to get 2 or 3 goddamn hustles to help make ends meet. But a lot of these dudes, though, they are on the come up and they're willing to get in where the fuck they fit in. No, that don't mean that they love you, boo-boo. That means that you are the stepping stone piece of motherfucking pussy that's going to get them from this right here over to that right there. That's what the fuck that means. And these dudes are willing to say and do any motherfucking thing for a place to stay. It's a lot of these cats out here and they are preying upon the weak. Now, if you showing it on your sleeve that you ain't been in a relationship for a while, your relationship history is a little rocky, you know, and all that kind of stuff, and God forbid, I won't say God forbid, because it is what it is, but if you have some deficiencies, you know, if you got some, you know, some things that brothers might mark off like, oh, damn, she ain't got no ass, check. You know, she got booty do, which means her stomach sticks out more than her booty do, check. She's over 200 pounds, damn, check. You know, they find those to be deficiencies, some dudes, you know what I'm saying? Not all guys, because some guys tend to like all of that meat and shit. I ain't mad at none of that. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, but when dudes find things to be, oh, damn, her teeth is fucked up. Check. You know, she got body odor. That means I ain't gotta eat no pussy. Check, check, check. You know, all that type of shit. So, but if you have a job, a car, your own place, nigga, I don't give a fuck what you looking like. It's gonna be a nigga willing to hit it. Why? Because a lot of these dudes is out here, they're behind the 8 ball. A lot of them can't find no job. The job shit is scarce. And there's a lot of cats out here, a lot of minorities, excuse me, a lot of minorities are out here willing to take jobs that brothers feel like is beneath them, so they ain't gonna be on no forklift for $8. But hey, if you get that shit to Inglesias, that motherfucker gonna be down there and plus gonna bring breakfast burritos for everybody. So when you factor in that shit in, man, you know, the brothers, and then they gotta pass the drug test and shit. You know, they going through all these different little things and shit. They got so much child support to pay. Half of these niggas feel like shit, fuck it. What's the use of me going to work? Shit, they gonna take so much amount of my money and all this kind of shit. So, you know, I can't win for losing. And I mean, you know, these brothers, they got a story. And I take that story all the way back to the 80s. I said it once before, and I stand firm in the know that a lot of these dudes really lost their way when that PCP, Sherm, Angel Dust, all that shit cracked off, Bootsy Collins era, Atomic Dog, all that shit zapped. During that era, in the beginning of the 80s, the late 70s, going into the 80s, 80s, nigga, it was on some whole other shit. Niggas was on that Mary Jane. They was on all that shit. And it fucked up the dynamics of a nucleus home. A nucleus home is with a mother and father and children and all that kind of stuff. And, everybody, it's a working unit. Well, when these brothers begin to get on all this drugs and shit, they begin to chase that high and they start losing their grip on trying to, take care of their families and stuff. Why? Because they start chasing all that dope, they start chasing pussy, they start robbing, hooking and crooking and all this other kind of stuff that been happening. And then once the women got involved in drugs, it really got fucked up. So when a lot of those kids were born in the 80s, a lot of kids, that's when that crack baby shit started coming about. Motherfuckers like you a crack baby and all that. Because in the 80s, it was so much shit going on that a lot of kids that were born in the 80s, a lot of them were, born, addicted to substances. And it just make it for a fucked up situation. And then it just have a long trickling effect because how are these kids going to respect this man as daddy when motherfucker you been out here chasing pussy and chasing dope and have my mama in here crying, and then after you come off of your shit, you ready to come home and start fighting and beating up my mama trying to take her purse, and then you subject to take our car and be gone all weekend and come back and say somebody robbed your ass, reason why you ain't got your check, but yet and still you over here doing this right here. It fucked it up. Okay? All I'm doing is telling the truth. I know some people might not agree with it, some motherfuckers might not like it, but all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tell the truth. Period. And I believe that that's what happened. So when you meet a man and this motherfucker, you constantly going through this push and pull to make him do right, he not doing right because he didn't see what doing right looked like. If he don't know what doing right looks like, that a man is supposed to go out and he's supposed to provide for his wife and his children and all that kind of stuff and be the breadwinner of the home and all that, if he ain't never seen that, then what you got? You got to put something on that ass nigga. Okay, well, nah, I ain't got all the rent, but look, here's $35, put that on that. But then yet and still, this nigga got your car parked at the carport with 22s and shit on it. But yet he's on some Rolling Stone shit, because meaning he'll come over here and fuck with you while he's still online fucking with these other bitches and on the party line and all that other kind of old shit. But this is where he laying his head. His car is bad as fuck. But he kicking it with you, and you might not be, his total type or whatever, but you giving him a place to stay though. So if all I got to do is fuck her a little bit, put something on it, and boom, I got a place to stay. What is these guys to do? They're doing this, why? Because it's being tolerated. It's being tolerated, why? Because there's so many women want to do it right. They want their children to see that this is how we're supposed to live, with a mommy and a daddy in the house and all this kind of stuff, and I'm helping you with your homework, and daddy's out there getting wood for the fireplace and all that old bullshit and this, that, and that. I mean that bullshit lightly, because that's the way in which I was raised. That's the way in which I was raised, and that was always my standard. When I met a man, I always wanted, the nucleus home, and my kids were brought up in that. And I'm not saying that to be, like I got a one up on another motherfucker. But, that was the hand that I was dealt. That was the hand that God gave me. My life is what was given to me. This wasn't a choice that I just decided, okay, well, I'm just going to fuck with this type of nigga. No, because them niggas might not want to fuck with you. So like I said once before, everything ain't for everybody. What might work for you might not work for another motherfucker. But like I said once before, and I continue to keep saying it, that our lives, to me, is already written. Like I was telling Jody, we was talking the other day, and we were talking about, about life and different things and stuff, and I was saying, there was once a time when people used to say, whatever it is that you're doing at 35, you're pretty much going to be doing it the rest of your life. So if you hooking and crooking at 35 and you out here finger popping and sleeping from this nigga to that nigga, and you out here, struggling to survive, and you out here bullshitting and all that other kind of shit, more than likely, that's going to be what you're going to be doing the rest of your life. Odds have shown that. There are exceptions to the rule. That don't apply to everybody, but to a lot that does apply. So, but we were talking about that, and I was like, man, it's just crazy that is just so much shit going on in this world, and a lot of times I don't come on here on no philosophical type of old shit because motherfuckers always want to hear the heart that Tina has to bring. And that's cool, because I still be that motherfucker. Don't have me go head on and hit that right there. It's on. And see, I'm that motherfucker. I'm still her. I'm still all that. But then there's also a time where you have to be serious and you have to be composed and shit and be like talking on some real shit. And right now, I'm just speaking some real shit. That's it. And that's motherfucking all. So, anyway, before I go all on them tangents and shit, I'm sitting here, y'all. I'm on my iPad. Look, I got me a new case for Miss Patty. The other one, just begin to get so dirty. And, after cleaning it so much that the pink became like a beige. So I was like, I got to get me another case for her. So I just got this new case, and I simply love it. And it's, that leather, and, you just put something on it and clean it off. And I needed that. And plus, it's kind of shockproof and shit to where if I drop it, I ain't tripping. That type of old shit. So I'm glad I got that. I wanted to share with you guys my bed and nails. I know I mentioned it before. I talked about it and everything. And I asked that you guys Google that. Do your research about it. Don't just take what one motherfucker say as word is born. When somebody tells you something, let me verify that, nigga. Let me Google this right here and get a little background on that right there. Whatever. It's okay. So, my bed and nails. This is the bed and nails. This goes up under my head. Like so. Okay? And some people, this is all they use when they're laying down or, when they're on the couch and shit. And what it does is, and these are like, and these are really, really prickly thorns. Okay? Really, really prickly thorns. And what it does is, it's like a centering type of thing. It's good for so many things. For stress and, releasing those cortisol levels and stuff. Cortisol is what, the stress that, makes your stomach and stuff big and stuff like that. You tend to carry a lot of weight in your midsection and stuff. But this has so many different healing properties that you might want to look into. I'm not trying to endorse this product. They ain't sent me no motherfucking money. This is some shit I paid for. I didn't get nothing for free. But this is what I tend to use when I need some centering, or when I just need a woosah, besides my twist, and I need something extra to help me get up and get over because I'm just going through that day, or whatever the case. I get down with my bed and nails. Now that's the pillow, the neck roll, or whatever. But this is the mat. Okay. This is the mat, and what I did do a video about it, but y'all, it was horrendous, nigga. How about, because I had put on this little, exercise bra, right? And I had that on, and I had on these little booty shorts. I mean, you saw, cheeks and all that. And I was like, oh, hell no. When I saw it, when I went back and looked at it, I was like, bitch, you ain't gonna never put that, ain't nobody finna see that shit. That's called belief. We ain't gonna put that out there. Fuck that. I mean, but it was together now. Trust me, little gap and little, little B part was showing. It wasn't all the way told, but had a little, this, that. Yeah. And I laid on this, and I was out here on the floor or whatever. And it was cool. But, nah, when I looked at that video, I was like, fuck that. So, but anyway, so now I'm just going to give you guys a visual on what it's working with, what it's looking like. But yeah, this is it. And I tell you what, family, when you read about bed and nails and stuff, just, holler at your girl. Let me know what you think about it or whatever. It might be something that you might want to put in your rotation. If not, fuck it. But this is how I get my feng shui on. This is how I do what the fuck I do to get up and get over and to get on with the next day. I need some centering sometimes. And though I'm on some pharmaceutical type ass legal shit, but still sometimes I need something else to just help me, level a bitch out. And then like with this right here, I also stand on this. I'll stand on this. I get the whole, this is the, You know, the whole this, all that. I get the pose on, all that. On this right here as I'm standing on it. And it's something that you have to build up to because, yes, these thorns are very sharp. You know, if you hear that, these motherfuckers are sharp. So it's something that you have to get used to. But once you get used to it, I dig it. But you know, hey, I'm just that type of motherfucker. You know, everybody is like what they like. Some motherfuckers like to have a beer. I don't fuck with beer, but you know, this is my shit. Y'all, you know what? You know what? Between me and you, I don't think that look good. Do y'all think that really look hot? When you see a woman holding a 40-ounce beer, you see a motherfucker with a big old Schlitz malt liquor, motherfucking nigga. No, to me that just look like. I mean, I don't want to say low-key alcoholic type of nigga. That shit look crazy to me. To see a woman drinking a beer, you know, she popping a can and shit and guzzling and all that. Ooh. I mean, no disrespect for some of you guys that get down with a beer, but to me it just don't seem, you know, it don't seem real feminine. You know what I'm saying? For a woman to have a motherfucking 20-ounce, 22-ounce motherfucking can in a paper bag and all that. Nigga, that just seemed crazy to me. It just seemed like, you know, it's more so acceptable for a man, but for a woman, it just looked kind of like crazy kind of. I don't know. It could just be me, but I don't know. Anyway. Sweet tea. Today I did a little twist though. Instead of the sweet tea and ice cream cone, nigga, how about I had the sweet tea with the hot fudge sundae for breakfast? Every day. I don't know what it is. I know to each his own. Some motherfuckers might not dig that, and that's cool. But me, you know, I eat rather unorthodox. You know what I'm saying? My shit is on some whole other shit when I eat. And I know that's why I got all this right here and all this because, you know, it's my eating habits. My eating habits is fucked up. And that goes on to this next motherfucking thing that I'm going to talk about. And that's this carb chaser right here by Biochem, Biochem. It's called Carb Chaser. And this is Carb Chaser 1000. And this right here, y'all, family, let me tell you something. Especially if you are a carb eater, you like your pastas, your breads, and all your sweets and snacks and cookies and all that floury shit. Yeah, you look real good at taking a little white kidney bean. And this right here is 500 milligrams of white kidney bean. And it also has a little chromium picolinate, and that also takes away the urge for the extra sweets and breads and pastas and all that kinds of stuff. I don't know if they would have the same identical one in your area, or they might just have a white kidney bean, which is still equally bomb. But, you know, or you want to take chromium picolinate and take white kidney bean. Chromium picolinate, what that does is it cuts down your cravings, and it also works with, you know, how your body metabolizes sugar. And so it's just good to take. Do your homework. I'm not a doctor, okay? I'm not a doctor. You know, I'm just simply a nurse. That's just what I went to school for. I don't practice it no more in my everyday life, but that is part of my background, is the school of nursing. So, something like walking around. I don't know where that nigga, I ain't never seen him before. Okay. So yeah, so this one right here is the white kidney bean. I know you guys ask, Auntie, what all do you take all the time? And that's all I take is I take my supplements, and I eat whatever I want to eat. Now, I don't eat a lot though. I do not eat a lot. The other day, was it yesterday, day before, Monday, Tony was off, and he didn't have to go to work because of Columbus Day. And so I had went and got him a quart of pork fried rice, and he likes egg rolls. So I got him a quart of pork fried rice, and I got him the 6 egg roll. No, was it 6 or 3? Something like that. The side of egg is 3. And I got him that, and I got me a pork fried rice lunch that comes with, you know, just a little bit of pork fried rice, and then you get an egg roll, and you can get the egg flour soup, or you can get the wrapped chicken to go with it. Family, I went and got that. Now, mind you now, Little Dragon opened at 10:30, okay? I went over there about maybe 11:15. Do you know when I went to sleep that night, I still had a lot of rice? And it's not like they give you a whole lot of rice, but you know it's in the styrofoam thing. But by it being just rice, of course you're gonna get a nice amount of rice because you're not getting no. I ain't had no orange chicken and all. And the wrapped chicken, it's like it's in a triangle like that, and it's wrapped up in tinfoil. I don't know what all. It's like a dumpling or something, but it's wrapped up. And then the one egg roll, and the egg rolls are little. They're not the real big ones like you get in New Orleans at that open kitchen or whatever that is, Chinese kitchen. They give you some motherfucking egg rolls, nigga, look like chimichangas. Not them. That was the biggest egg roll I've ever seen in life. I don't know the name of that street, but I believe it's called Chinese Open Kitchen or something like that in New Orleans. Baby, let me tell you something. That egg roll was so bomb. Me and Kim was like, what the fuck is all? Nigga, when you bit it, you had to look in this motherfucker like, what is all this up? Yeah.